Hey, followers and viewers, it's a pleasure to see you on this video because you want to know a little bit of the history about this mod and its meaning. And I'm making this video because new people probably don't know what it's about and why do we do this. I have come across some people that are puzzled, and I figure that must happen with a lot of people. They don't understand what this is and why do we do this and why is it important. And I'm going to talk about the history about it and why do we care to even play this when there's remakes that with modern day graphics and Final Fantasy VII Remake, So why do we play this? To explain that, we have to go back in time to a year like 2001, 2003 or 04, something like that. So back then, some fans like myself were kids. And for us that knew Ocarina of Time back then, of course we knew it through the N64 version. Back then we were kids, right? So myself, I played Super Smash Bros. Melee, like you guys play Ultimate, right? And we saw Link on Melee with next gen graphics, and we thought it was very cool, and we saw him on the box art. He was like with brand new graphics, very cool looking, because before all we knew was the polygonal Link from the N64, right? So we were excited and to see him on GameCube graphics, and that was pretty cool to play with him on Melee, even if there was Wind Waker and there wasn't Ocarina of Time art style Zelda game. We, at least I as a fan, was satisfied with playing with Ocarina of Time Adult Link on Melee, and the same thing happened with Adult Link in Soul Calibur 2. So those were like amazing experiences, seeing Link with GameCube graphics, next gen graphics at the time. So that was pretty cool, but through the years, at least I felt like kinda wishing that there had been Ocarina of Time art style game on the GameCube, and there wasn't, but there existed those models from GameCube, Melee and Soul Calibur, right? So it was always like, I wish they had done a game with Link looking like that, or with John Link for that matter. So, and then there's to the Space World 2000 tech demo. At the time, of course, everyone knows, everyone loved it, myself too, and I always wondered how a game like that would have been. I know all the history behind. I know that Onuma didn't like it, and his team didn't like it, but what you guys need to know is that was only one part of the team that made Ocarina of Time, because Ocarina of Time was made with at least 4 different directors, and I read the Iwata Ask interview, and you can tell that they actually says. I think the director Toru Osawa said that they were all mixing their ideas to create Ocarina of Time. So the belief that Aonuma made Ocarina of Time by himself and that he has a right to say what is or what isn't Ocarina of Time is wrong. Because Ocarina of Time was made not by a single people, but with four different directors mixing all their ideas. So it's like a cooperative thing, I don't know. So I do feel it's wrong for him to say, "Oh, this isn't Zelda," or "This isn't Ocarina of Time." For me, I mean, with all due respect, I don't think he has a right to say that and deny a game like that, because it does look a lot like the artwork. So for me personally, if you guys follow me, you must know what I feel about the 3DS remake. I feel like that was like to change the game so far from its artwork. Like it was to me it is like a betrayal to the Ocarina of Time fans. If we go back to 2011, to me honestly, and you can say that he did it because of the 3DS graphics limitations, or to make it work better with the 3D element that they wanted to implement. And I mean, I can understand that, but if you wait so many years and still you don't do a remake, a proper remake, it's like, what are you doing to us Ocarina of Time fans? I mean, Ocarina of Time is such an important game in gaming history, so you don't acknowledge that. And I feel kinda like I thought that with Tears of the Kingdom, for example, they using the name Rauru, they were acknowledging Ocarina of Time and they were acknowledging its importance to the series. But I recently read something that the director said that they used Rauru because Rauru is like a guiding character or something that, and it doesn't I mean, they didn't do it because of Ocarina of Time to pay its respects, and that was like, dude. So you're not thinking about Ocarina of Time at all. You're not even acknowledging its importance, and you're not even respecting the legacy. I mean, he's not disrespecting the legacy, but he's dismissing it. He doesn't acknowledge it. And that was like, at first I thought, hey, they are acknowledging, Ocarina of Time because of its legacy to the series, but it isn't the case. And that was like, okay, so they don't want to do anything that is related to Ocarina of Time, and okay. I feel like they are disregarding the old fan base, and honestly, that's pretty sad, because you're not thinking about the fans. Come on. I mean, I bought Skyward Sword. Even if I didn't truly like it, I mean, even if I wasn't into the art, into the art style they went through, but it was Zelda. I supported it. So that's the kind of fan I am. Even with Phantom Hourglass, that I was a hardcore Ocarina of Time fan, and I didn't like the cel shading, but I still played it. And because that's the type of fan I was. You know, I did enjoy Phantom Hourglass. I gave Wind Waker a chance, and I liked it. And I like it. I don't hate it. But with Breath of the Wild, I'll draw the line. I mean, I was expecting for them, for example, to continue make a game like the 2011 tech demo, Twilight Princess like, because I thought they they do cel shading, they do spirit tracks, Phantom Hourglass. Okay, now give us something to the realistic Zelda fans. But no. So I wish they would think more about us, because it seems like they are just, I mean, come on. You think that's fair? Truly? But anyway, so that's why I like I went off track a little bit, but I feel that was important to say. So what else? So that's the history. We always wanted like an Ocarina of Time style game on the GameCube. So I mean, so many years passed. I think this only happened on last year, 2022. Almost 10 years without it. So, and I was like, and I had always expected this moment, because there was a time when I realized Aonuma will not make. Definitely, that man doesn't like at all realistic Zelda. All he likes is cel shading. He will not make a realistic Zelda, and I realized that on 2019. And so all my hope as the years went by, all my hope rested with it started with Render 96, with the remake of Super Mario 64. When that came out, I said, alright, so here's a little hope for a Zelda game that I like. I know that when this project comes out, it will be great for us. And I was expecting like a whole overhaul with the assets of the game and a new model too. I was expecting like a more cohesive thing, like all the assets, all the models to look brand new, because Render 96 looks like that more. But I mean, with the 4K textures and the melee models, it looks pretty cohesive. It looks pretty, I mean, the consistency, I mean, it's enough for me, because it looks like a GameCube game, and that's what we are attempting to do. That's what I'm trying to make. And the point, at least for me, is to use the same model, the same proportion of the shield, of the sword, has a Link model for Zelda. So changing the size of the shield, the size of the sword from its original proportions from Melee, it's a mistake. That's how I feel, and probably the modder who made this, I mean, probably he has another idea, but that's why I like the version 1.3 version, because the handle of the sword, you can tell when the sword is sheatheded, it's bigger than the 64 version. It has the same proportion that appears on Melee, so that's why I like it. And Adolf Link from version 1.3, I like it because his ears, like if you look at the 1.5 version, one of his ears looks like they took a bite from it, and it looks kind of weird. And I know that the more the most important change that he made was on Link's face, and he looks good, but a part of me just wants to play with the Melee model no matter how it looks. I mean, I know that his mouth is a little bit like weird, but not so much. So it's fine for me, you know. And so yeah, I mean, I think I said it. I said everything. Why this is like so anticipated from my point of view, and why you see me do these long playthroughs of it, because to me this is Ocarina of Time for the GameCube. With GameCube graphics. It's not truly, because the only thing that is from the GameCube is Link, and all the assets need. I mean, there are, even if they have 4K textures, they are still assets from the N64 era. So it's not truly a GameCube game, but it looks good enough for me to say like, oh, it's almost like a GameCube port, so, or a GameCube remake, because the model, it is a remake of the N64, the model. And the same thing goes for Soul Calibur 2. However, Soul Calibur 2 Link is more detailed. It is like a better, an enhanced version of the Melee model. Even better, if you ask me, is that's the better model? I still believe it. However, like some fans said, the Melee models just feel right with the 64 assets. So that's why you see me play more the Ocarina of Time PC port with Melee models, and why I use 1.3 version instead of 1.5. Although I do like the Master Sword on 1.5 on the pedestal of time, it looks awesome, very cool. I wish, but I didn't want to be so picky with the mother, because he's on my Discord and we talk about some things, and I appreciate him for listening to my remarks that I want to share, and he actually takes it into account, and I appreciate that a lot. So thank you very much, dude. And okay, guys, so I think that was the most important thing I wanted to say. If you guys like the content, let me know. If you guys like my remarks, let me know, and I'll continue doing it. Okay? Thank you, guys. See you.